Good evening and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. I'm Eric Casson, and today we're talking about the Yanks. We're diving into the Bombers' off-season moves. We're talking about the new faces coming up this year, and Hal Steinbrenner talking about the Dodgers spending spree and why he shouldn't be complaining and busting out that wallet. All that and much more here at New York Minute Sports Show. It all started with the loss of Juan Soto. Now, Juan Soto left and he signed with the New York Mets for close to $800 million. A lot of the reports said that the Yankees weren't willing to bend on the sweet price, and his family was a major consideration into the decision of Juan Soto. Now, you got to remember, Juan Soto walked on a $400 million contract from the Washington Nationals 5 years ago. He was looking at anywhere from $500 million until he hit that home run against the Cleveland Indians to make the Yankees go into the World Series. That arguably might have been a $100 million home run. One of the most expensive home runs in baseball history. So what did the Yankees do in a pivot to this when they lost out on Soto? Well, first, they got Max Fried. He signed an 8-year, $218 million contract. It really bolsters the Yankees' rotation. Garrett Cole has never had a serious number 2 guy to back him up, and now he has that, and especially a left-hander in Yankee Stadium who plays well to right field. Max Fried has been at the top 10 pitchers in Major League Baseball ever since he's been in the league. Does he get hurt? Absolutely. But as guys do get older in this league, they do learn how to bounce back from injuries better and learn how to prevent injuries moving forward because they've had the experience before. So Max Fried, they're going to sign him for way too long. That's what the Yankees do. They always sign him for about 2 more years that they know they're not going to get anything out of the contract, kind of like Giancarlo Stanton, where they know that they're not going to get anything for the contract, so they pay 2 extra years just to get the guy in the door. We got Cody Bellinger. Now, Cody Bellinger is one of my most exciting pickups for the Yankees this year because this guy solves so many problems, it's scary. First base, center field, athletic, lefty, can hit for average, can hit for power, can change his approach at the plate. Cody Bellinger is a Swiss Army knife plus. He's on the downfall of his career, I understand that, and he has had some down years. But you're getting Cody Bellinger in a contract year. And we all know, unless your name is Pete Alonso, that contract years usually bode well for baseball players because look at what Juan Soto did in a contract year. Look at what Aaron Judge did in a contract year. These guys cashed in. So Cody Bellinger with a change of scenery, maybe some motivation, and also that short porch and right. That's what we're talking about. This guy could go up 10 home runs just with the short porch that we got in Yankee Stadium. Then we bolstered the bullpen with Devin Williams. Now, Devin Williams is arguably the 3rd best closer in baseball. Luke Weaver stepped in last year and did a phenomenal job with being the closer. And Clay Holmes made an all-star game last year as the closer, but we all know what happened. And even in the beginning of the season, I knew that his chariot was going to turn into a pumpkin real quick because the way that he was closing games, I called him Inspector Gadget because he would just fall ass backwards into wins. And he would always put guys on, and unlike David Robertson, who pitched for the Yankees as a closer, they called him Houdini, and he would put guys on and get out of it. Clay Holmes could not do that. Also, never been a huge fan of closers that are contact pitchers and ground ball pitchers. I like my relievers, swing and miss kind of guys, because I don't like people putting the ball in play, because even in a playoffs or in a tight spot during the regular season, putting the ball in play will put pressure on the other team to actually make a play. Clay Holmes is the number 2 starter for the New York Mets now, it seems like, in a reclamation project. So it seems like the further you can get Clay Holmes away from the closing position, the better off you'll be than making him a starting pitcher. So we have Devin Williams, and today we just signed Tim Hill, who was the guy that should have been pitching in Game 1 in the 10th inning of the World Series instead of Nestor Cortez, who hadn't seen a human being in about a month and a half and hates pitching out of the bullpen. And God will never know why Aaron Boone, and I think Brian Cashman had a lot to do with that one, but why Aaron Boone made the decision of putting Nestor Cortes in there, who doesn't feel comfortable to begin with. Then first base. Now, first base is intriguing for the Yankees because they got Paul Goldschmidt. Now, Paul Goldschmidt is old, okay? And he's coming off a down year for the St. Louis Cardinals, but you're going to get a Gold Glove production at first base. You're going to get some senior leadership who's seen a lot of experiences. Think the guy's got a ring anyway. But towards the end of last season, kind of like the Jets at the end of the football season, they started to bust off the rust, and they started to look like their old selves. So apparently a lot of the talk around Major League Baseball is that Paul Goldschmidt is not done, and in fact, he is ready for a resurgence. I'll believe it when I see it, because I'm tired of the Yankees signing these old dudes. The DJ LeMahieus, the Josh Donaldsons of the world, I am done giving anybody that's 34 or 35 contracts. Youth is what baseball is all about. You look around the league and you look at the teams that are making waves around major leagues other than the Dodgers. They're fast, they're athletic, they hit for contact. That's where baseball's going, guys. And you better catch up, because the Yankees play station-to-station baseball and need to get more athletic. With Cody Bellinger, they got more athletic. With Jazz, they got more athletic. I do like those moves. Also, Paul Goldschmidt wanted to be here. He took a little less money to come to the Yankees. So, you know what? That is always a major factor in if dudes want to come here. Because if guys that, are kind of dragging their feet about coming to Yankee Stadium, you can't be half measures of ALS nothing. You either need to be all in playing in the Yankee Stadium, because especially the fans will sniff that out in a heartbeat. Some of the noticeable departures, other than Juan Soto, Gleyber Torres, I didn't like this too much. I think that we could have kept Gleyber Torres. For the $11 million that he went to the Detroit Tigers for, I really think that they could have got more out of Gleyber Torres. But if you hear the interviews with Aaron Boone on The Fan this week, WFAN 660 on the local radio, if you listen to Aaron Boone's, the way he's speaking is, it sounds like Gleyber Torres is a bonehead. And it sounds like playing in New York was a little bit too much for him, and that he wasn't comfortable in his own skin playing in New York. So I bet you if he goes to Detroit, which he did, he's going to have a great season next year. And I think when the pressure's off of Gleyber a little bit, then he can really be comfortable, slow down. And he was in the Chicago Cubs farm system. And, the Cubs, even though they're a popular team, is not as stringent as the Yankees and the scene that they got going on. So Nestor Cortes, he leaves. But you know what? I was kind of low on Nestor Cortes because we wrung everything out of him that we possibly could the last 3 years. It was lightning in a bottle. He was a middle relief guy for the Orioles, being knocked around the league. Seems like he started to put some together because of the pitching coach of the Yankees. Blake is unbelievable, and he coached Nestor up, but then you started to see him get hurt. You started to see him falter a little bit, and then they started messing with him, bringing him into the bullpen, and it seems like he was expendable, which Nestor Cortes was. Now, the other guy that I would like to see added to this list is Marcus Stroman. Marcus Stroman's making $18 million a year. Do you know that Marcus Stroman makes $500,000 more than the highest paid player in the NHL? It's kind of wild. They need to move him ASAP. And when they move him, they'll be able to alleviate about $18 million in cap space and be able to finally rid themselves of Marcus Stroman. I don't know why they signed him to begin with. I don't know why they signed him, because everybody was high on this guy. And I don't know why. Because Marcus Stroman has always been an attitude problem. He's always been the center of attention, and now he hasn't done that with the Yankees. But if you have this guy sitting around who's not feeling the Yankees, that is the last guy that you need around. Also, Alex Bregman's been a trade rumor, but don't expect Alex Bregman coming to the Yankees, because that guy does not fit Yankee Stadium well, and I know that you play 81 games somewhere else, but the large field that they have that's not in the short porch, Alex Bregman does not play well to that. They don't like his speed. They like his defense, but they think that it would be another Josh Donaldson thing, and they would have to overpay for the guy. So they don't want to overpay for the guy, and it's just not it's not a good situation. Steinbrenner comments on the Dodgers spending acknowledged that the difficulty for most teams, including the Yankees, to compete with the Dodgers in financial muscle. I have a little message for Hal Steinbrenner. Hey, Hal, take a family of 4 to your stadium. You can go to Hershey Park for a week for the same price. I don't want to hear $18 for a beer and $20 for a hot dog, and that you're worried about how much money you're making. The Pittsburgh Pirate owner made $100 million profit last year. Okay, so imagine how much profit the Yankees made last year. 4.5 million people came to the stadium at a minimal of $45 a head. You guys make and print money like Disneyland. Don't try to cry hunger with a loaf of bread under your arm, Hal. You know what? And Hal, to his credit, has signed guys this year, and he hasn't been cheap. But if you want to spend, and if you want to be the Yankees and the brand in baseball, the Dodgers just took it from you. The Dodgers are the brand in baseball. The Yankees are no longer the brand in baseball. And that hurts me. And that hurts me as a Yankee fan not to be on top. But maybe it'll be refreshing that the Yankees don't have the big bullseye on their back like always. And remember, guys, you can follow us on Instagram. That's New York Minute, NEWYRKMIN. And also right here on YouTube, give us a comment, give us a follow, give us a like, and hit that bell so you know when we're posting videos all the time. And also hear our full audio podcast on Spotify. And that's it for me today, and I'll see you next week.